Whoever did this had the forethought to shuffle this around until they got the highest percentage of matching grain lines on here. And that's stuff that I notice, because that's what I would do if I were building one of these things. Is this necessary? No, not really. Is any of this necessary? No, but it's freaking cool. So we're out here at Motorhomes of Texas and checking out some Newells. I really like that copper orangish color. It's very rich. I don't know if the camera picks it up, especially with the stainless mixed in there. This particular one is 2009. It says it right there. Right there. The number 1282 is the build number. You could look that up. We're gonna go through that one, check it all out, see what it's got going on in there. 09 bath and a half, C15. This thing's a monster. 625. C15. I'd love to have a motorhome with a C15. You could build the crap out of that. That's Greg A. I really like this dark wood. It reminds me of that movie Trading Places, when they're in the, what is that place called? The Heritage Club. That's what it is. I just had to look it up. This thing makes me feel like I'm in the Heritage Club from the movie Trading Places. And I know it's not actually like that. Get a little bit jaded to the amount of spaces in here when you're in here, but after spending some time in mine and sitting there editing videos on my computer and then walking back over here, I'm just like, this thing is just enormous. There's so much room in here. It's even got like theater set up in here. I like this chair. This is about the lowest point here. I'm 6'5", and I don't feel like I have to hunch over. When I'm in mine, even though I'm not near the ceiling, I feel like I'm gonna hit my head on stuff, so I catch myself kind of just naturally gravitating a little bit lower. But in here, I feel like I can spread out and not worry about anything. It's just nice and spacious. Typical Newell craftsmanship, leather around the hinges so you can't see them. Washer dryer with more Heritage Club wood on there. This is the same setup that's in mine. 96 to 2009. This thing is still $500,000, and my old one, as old as I am, has the exact same washer dryer configuration, same doors. Even these are very similar to the other ones. They just kind of relocate where they put them and what they put around them. Oh, you can look at a camera in here too, so you can be sitting in bed and like see what's going on outside. That's pretty trick. Well, that's a really nice shower. It's not a typical molded type shower. It's like constructed out of tile, and real tile. Put the tile on the wall too. I don't know if you notice, I like to knock on things, see how sound they are. Sub-Zero fridge and freezer combo built into the Heritage Club wood cabinetry. And all the grain lines up too. They really don't leave anything unturned. All the way from the floor, follow it up to the roof piece. They keep the grain lined up as much as they can. This isn't the same piece anymore, you can tell, but someone sat there and picked out the focal point of this grain and lined it up there. Because look at this. It lines up here, it lines up right there, and it lines up through here and right there. Like whoever did this had the forethought to shuffle this around until they got the highest percentage of matching grain lines on here. And that's stuff that I notice, because that's what I would do if I were building one of these things. A lot of people probably just look right over that. They just think it looks good, but they don't know why it looks good. stuff like that, it's why it looks good. And I'm sure there's hundreds of examples of similar, just little things about the build quality that I'm looking right past and don't even notice, but somebody took just as much time and effort, if not more, to do that, to come up with this finished product. Normally, or sometimes, most of the time in the older ones, TVs are up there, but if they put it over here, what is under here? I don't even know. Ah, stuff. Put your remotes in here or something. All this curved wood is handmade. Don't forget that. Everything you're looking at in here is handmade. It's not mass produced. I got more leather up here wrapped around the hinge to disguise that. Where's this open at? That's a common theme of checking these out. Every time I walk into one of these things, I'm like, well, where's the thingy? Where is this open at? You kind of got to fish around for it because they hide everything so well. Especially like the electrical outlets, plugs in the wall. You won't see any in plain sight. Even in my 96, they're hidden. Let's see if we can find some. They're in places you would normally find them, where you would think you need them, but they're not visible. See? Down here, you got a couple there, a couple over there. Seat belts for passengers. You can't have a big ugly plug on the wall. You gotta hide it somewhere. And I'm sure the same thing goes for down here. There might be some more. Yes, sir. I'm starting to think like a Newell engineer now. It's like an Easter egg hunt. Where do they put them? Over here. They're probably up on the thingy. Yep, right there. Right there. That's how mine is too. You don't see any outlets back here either. Not in plain sight. Except for the bathroom. That's about it right there. That's the only outlet. I guess that's that one. That's a switch. That's the only outlet that I've seen just casually walking around and out in the open. Every other one has been hidden, and hidden really well. Like that. There's probably another one back there behind that screen. Or somewhere close if not. The amount of effort that goes into this stuff just blows my mind. I'd really like to just be a Newell employee for a week and see what goes into actually building this, because there's so much to be learned from the skilled craftsmen in every department in there. Everything is thought out. How about this? Orientation of the zip ties, all the same. They come up looped around like that with the cut end facing this way. Same way, same way. Same way on that one too. They didn't get lucky 3 times. They did that on purpose. For just $500,000, you get a toothbrush holder that's pumped to see you. Can't beat it. Check out these tube lights here. See, it says tube. These are cool. You could probably guess I would also disassemble this and put RGBs in there so I could make them red or blue or something, because I like red lights at night. There's actually a thing, because blue lights like stimulate your cortisol production in your brain or something, keeps you awake. So that's why like phones have night mode to filter out the blue light. That's why in my own, even in my trailer, if it was like nighttime or getting close to, you know, like past 5 o'clock, I go to red lights during the day or on blue. This leather is super soft. I just touched this and just happened to notice it. Something worth noting is that these things are built to tow. Like a Newell has a much higher GPRW than a Prevost, because they're built around that. The Prevosts are bus conversions, and I'm not knocking them or anything, but they're built to what they're built for. The converter can't really change that. So they're limited on the amount of weight that they can put in there, what they're able to tow, all that stuff. Newells are just straight beef. You can tow a stacker trailer behind one of these things and it will not care. Even with all this stuff in here. Like, it's got a trailer brake right there. Mine tows like a champ, and it's not a third of the machine that this monstrosity is. This thing with the C15, I bet it hauls, and even though it probably weighs 20,000 pounds more than mine, give or take. 365 on the tag tires. Let's see how old the front tires are. Where's that DOT number? I don't see it. There it is. 4216, 42nd week of 2016. So those front tires are 4 years old. Those are pretty good. Probably getting towards the end of their service life though. Regardless of the tread depth, you want to change those every 5 years. Stainless down the side. I think that's awesome looking. I really like this paint job like a lot. The whole outside of these things are actually aluminum, but they put the stainless on there over the aluminum as opposed to just polishing and clearing the aluminum. I think from what I understand, they just do it between these two trim rails, and then whatever they don't paint over is exposed. A lot of times if you look up like Newell coach number blah blah blah, you'll be able to find info on it, because there's not very many of these things out there. They only make like roughly 30 of them a year.